This conference will now be recorded.
On the 2024-25 budget amendment hearing. So in that budget amendment, it's resolution 627, 2026. So the Montana League of Cities and Towns, who are now taking care of all of our financial reporting, noticed that there was a discrepancy in the permissive levy fund, and so permissive mills levy, and so we had a shortage in there, or an overage of it, and so we needed to do a budget amendment to clear that up. So the original budget was $117,488,000, and there was an increase to $119,527.81. So the difference is an addition of $2,039.81. So yeah, so if anyone has any public comment on that, we're here to listen here in the public hearing.
This was just last fiscal year.
Yeah, so the end of June 2023. So we kind of wanted, and you can't do, it's interesting, you cannot do budget amendments until the fiscal year ends. So we'll actually have,
So we just do what we want and then say, make up at the end?
yeah, I guess so. Is it, yeah. So I don't know why it's done that way, because actually we'll have some for this fiscal year in 2026, and I was worried, I was like, we gotta get it done before the end of the fiscal year, and Montana League of Cities and Towns is like, nope, you don't do it until you close out, so.
Have we previously done a budget amendment?
We have, like, continuous, like,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna, the sidewalks are gonna be more expensive, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we've just done them all along, but I guess not.
I'm still learning on that. I'm taking the advice of Jody Rogers and Jody Campbell at the Montana League of Cities and Towns.
And I trust them.
I trust them too. So, is there any comments during the public hearing? Any public comments from online during the public hearing? Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing on the budget amendment. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and open the meeting with a roll call of the commission. Commissioner John Way.
Here.
Commissioner Nikki Hankins.
Here.
Commissioner Ranson is absent. Commissioner Corey Hardy.
Here.
Okay. And now we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and remove cover. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'll turn it over here. Okay. So our next order of business is the meeting minutes from both June. Do you want to do them individually?
Yeah.
Okay, from June 11th. Is there?
I move to approve the meeting minutes as written for June 11th.
I'll second.
Okay, and any discussion? Any public comment? Any public comment online? Hearing none. We'll call the vote. Commissioner Way?
Aye.
Commissioner Hankins?
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy?
Aye.
Next item of business is meeting minutes from June 16th, 2026.
I'll move to approve meeting minutes for June 16th as written.
You know what? I'm gonna fix it. It says Clara Smith, not Carla. You're Clara.
Like they call
Clara. Clara.
Doesn't pitch it up.
I was like, who's Clara Smith? Okay. Okay, move to approve. Any discussion? Any public comment?
Did we have a second?
Oh, I'll second.
Any discussion? Any public comment? Any public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Mickey Hinkins.
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy.
Aye.
Commissioner Wade. Moving through there. Okay, next item of business is the claims. So we have a second round of claims there.
I'll move to approve claims.
I'll second that. Can you hand them down to me?
Sorry.
Any discussion, comments, public comments or questions?
They're not in here, are they?
I think that they were. I think it says second round of claims, maybe. There it is, number 5.
I'm curious, there wasn't a McDonald's where you were at?
No, there wasn't there, and that wasn't just me, that was also Jody Campbell. But, so that was 2 lunches, not just one, I was not having a steak for lunch, I think I had a Reuben sandwich. And a Arnold Palmer.
I gotta throw that in.
Oh, yeah, well, John Bancroft one time told me I was expensive because we went to the Texas Roadhouse and I had a glass of wine and desserts. And he wouldn't let me pay. So, okay, we've got a motion and a second. Do we have any other discussion? Any public comment? Any public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Hardy?
Aye.
Commissioner Wade?
Aye.
Commissioner Hankins?
Aye.
Okay, next order of business, public comment on non-agenda items. So if you have a concern about something that is not on the agenda, now is your time to make public comment. Public comment going once, going twice. Public comment online. Once, going twice. Hearing none, we're gonna close public comment. Okay, on to scheduled matters. Local Government Review Study Commission update. Karen? You're next, since you're technically still on it.
Yeah, I am still on it. The Local Government Review Study Commission will be meeting tomorrow to pick up where we left off. The commission took a beat to review the growth policy and public comments that were received. We will now go back and look at finalizing the report and working on a recommendation with a transition plan.
And did you, when is your final going to be to us for approval, or
Good
when are you guys
question.
planning on that?
Yes, we have a date, and I did not bring my notes, I apologize.
July 9th.
I think it was July 9th.
I think after it's finalized tomorrow, we'll have it on the website.
Okay,
That will be available for public view.
and do we have to have a public hearing on that, or is it just a resolution?
No, it's a public hearing on the tentative report that the local government review happened, and no, it's just it's under review with Ed right now, and then, yeah, I believe it's just, I don't even know if it's a resolution, just acceptance of the report, but if it's a resolution is required, we can do that.
Okay,
So,
2 public hearings were mandatory, and both of those have been completed and comments collected.
So it's ultimately just a recommendation to the council?
well, it's the recommendation to change the form of government. You kind of, as the commission, you don't really have a choice. It's actually to put it on the ballot and to put it before the voters. So.
Nice.
It's just a formality, even if you don't agree with the recommendation, you're just allowing it to go to the voters.
Okay.
So it doesn't get changed? Like, so they recommend, they accept, and then it goes to the voters?
Yes,
Just the way, same way it was?
yes.
Oh, okay.
It's coming to the commission is just kind of like a formality. It's
Oh,
not
gotcha.
anything substantive. Okay. All right, that update, well house project update. So, Great West Engineering has been working with Carneth Construction on the well house. We approved the additive alternate because that test well proved to be looking better for the other well. Where we are at, we have to cross Golf Course Drive. That went before the county commission on Tuesday. However, to follow their variance request requirements, it requires a public hearing. So that is July 14th. So yes, so that is where we at. They will hold a public hearing and then make a decision. So
I'm sorry, July 14th?
Tuesday, July 14th.
Yeah.
So do we just show up and say, please give us grace?
Yeah, I would say so. I think the biggest thing is that, it's not necessarily a financial thing, although that does have weight, but it's more so that we don't want to disturb anything on that northern side of Golf Course Drive, because there's a fiber optic, there's also the other main and things like that, so.
Fence.
And the fence, the brand new fence and stuff like that, so.
But if you like submitted the report to them, they know that we could have a little bit of a hardship.
So yes, we submitted a variance request to them,
Okay.
outlining all that thing, and then Ed actually reviewed it and, whatever, so it would be great, if you're able to listen or whatever. So I was trying to listen on Tuesday, we were like at agenda item number, I don't know, 10, and so I was like, oh, they'll get to it, I logged in at 11 and they were done, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't gonna be until after lunch and it went really quick, so, I apologize for that. Okay, any other questions on that project?
Wasn't there an end of June deadline at one point?
To use the ARPA funds, so we just had a big, ARPA, it's like 192,000, you have to be substantially complete. So you can go past that date.
Okay.
So I think we are still in good, condition to use those ARPA funds. And there was just we did just get a big bill from Carneth, and we submitted to ARPA to use those.
So that
funds.
money hasn't been lost?
No.
Okay.
Not at this time, so, yeah. I think there's about $100,000 yet to be billed out of that, so, but. Okay. Any other questions? The Little House project?
I guess as far as completion, like who's in charge of signing off?
I
Whether
believe Jesse Novak, the engineer for Great West Engineering.
we'll come in and look over the project and,
Yeah, he's been on site quite a bit. He actually has to come down tomorrow and check concrete for the well house building. So he's been on site, so quite a bit from my understanding. So,
yeah, I don't know, just good to have somebody who knows what they're looking at.
yeah, you don't want me out there going, thumbs up, let's go.
Not that you don't, but.
I don't know, so that's fine. Okay, any other questions, comments? Hearing none, we will move on. Okay, on-call engineering request for proposal update. I put those all in the Google Drive, and shared them all with you. We have 4 proposals: Great West Engineering, WWC, Interstate Engineering, and Triple Tree. So we will need to determine, our current contract with Great West Engineering expires, July 31st. It would be great, I mean, if we needed to file a 1-month extension, we have it, but we need some kind of, system for selection, And I was gonna reach out to Cody Markser, since she has a lot of experience with that, maybe she could set us up with like a scoring sheet. And then we would need to do that, so, and then maybe if you would, and then I don't know, if we do a scoring thing and then we take the top two and invite them. Or do you want to hear from all of them?
I think we should probably score that, I mean, and go with the top two and hear from the top two and actually sit down and talk to them. And I think there's a lot of things to think about with this contract beyond just can they design, you know, a well house for us and all that. You know, Great West, we've all had our frustrations with them, but, they did assist us pretty well in getting some money at the legislature too. So there's two sides that have to be played here, and we have to make sure that whether it's Great West or whoever it is, can help us on both sides. And
Sure.
is equipped to help us
Yeah.
on both sides.
And meeting with them, so their proposals are in the drive, I do have, there's a couple, multiple hard copies, and then, there's a couple, they only submitted them digitally, so we can print you off a hard copy if you want. I think all of them do kind of work with smaller towns, but you can read about them, so we like that. So I just wanted to let you know that's where we're at, but we do need to, I will work with Kofi on a scoring sheet, and then we'll work on a date for scoring those and
Okay.
then meeting with the top two. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, resolution 627-2026. It's the resolution of the town of Ennis amending the budget for fiscal year 24-25 for the permissive mills levy fund. Whereas the town of Ennis adopted the budget for the fiscal year 25, whereas expenditures within the permissive mill levy fund had exceeded the originally appropriated budget due to unforeseen costs or increased operational needs. And whereas Montana law permits the governing body to amend the budget when necessary to address unanticipated expenditures. And whereas it is the intent of the town to maintain an accurate financial records and ensure the continued operation of essential services, now therefore be it resolved, the town council of the town of Ennis, that the fiscal year 25 budget for permissive mill levies fund is hereby amended as follows. Original budget, $117,488 increase to $119,527.81. The amended budget have an increase of $2,039.81.
I move to approve resolution 627-2026.
I'll second.
Any public comment? Any public comment online? Any discussion? Hearing none, call the vote, Commissioner White?
Aye.
Commissioner Higgins?
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy?
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on, consideration of workers' compensation quote for the state fund by, it is, I believe at Great West Insurance out of Billings. So we really kind of don't have a choice. We tried to get other quotes from other, non-state fund and nobody would quote it out. So,
Two questions. One, how much was it last year when we were on the group with,
MMIA,
MMIA?
you know, I don't know that exact figures. I know that those, the categories for our employees were misrepresented in previous years with MMIA. So, it's not a direct apples to apples quote,
Meaning we had less or more?
meaning that our employees weren't in the correct categories. And so the, so
Like a chief of police with IT should not be in the same category.
it just, that's what they just explained, that's what Jody and Jody said, was that they're given a category number. And so our numbers shifted this year as to what they should be correctly. And so when they quoted it out, it's not, our categories changed, but I think it's in the realm of what it was about the same or less than last year. Our original quote, Brenna had some different categories of employees and it was $12,000. And then we asked them to re-quote it with the correct information. She worked with Jody and Jody, and then this is what it came back to. So,
But it's probably gonna be cheaper this year because we don't have police department.
in theory, yes. So, yes.
Yeah, it's essentially based off of like risk.
Yeah,
So-
you would think that without a police department, it would be. However, I don't know if that was one of the missing categories or misrepresented categories.
Yeah, if you're a roofer, it's like 50% of
Yeah.
your hours paid out going to.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
So, oh yeah, you can see the original quote on the back was like $12,000, but then. And, I really liked this gal, Rashawn. She was we had quoted it out with somebody else out of Butte. They were responsive us first and then wouldn't get back to us for weeks. And she cold emailed me and was like, if you need help, let us know. And then when that other one didn't pan out, I was like, actually we do. And she was on it. So, and that is, you don't need they say you can work with state fund directly and you don't need an agent, but if you have someone there advocating for you, we have heard that it goes more smoothly. And the quote is the same, which is interesting. So that's where we're at. So,
Because with state fund, it's risk, but then it's wages. So your wages, it's determined by your wages as well. Because when you do your filing each month, you're giving them wages for each category.
gotcha.
A percentage, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So that's where we're at. Any questions? I'm not really savvy with workers' comp insurance. Carla and John, maybe, and Corey, you wait too? Okay. No. Okay, so
I just pay the bill when it comes.
Right?
I think
Yeah.
that's how insurance works,
I
right?
think 9,000 for this amount of employees is a good price, so compared to
Okay.
what we pay for one.
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, can I get a motion?
Yes, I will move to, we're not considering, what are we doing?
We, it is the workers' compensation quote to move to approve the workers' compensation quote for the,
Yeah.
oh, and that should say state fund on the agenda, but we know what that is, okay.
Move to approve the consideration of workers' compensation quote for state fund, by Levitt Great West Insurance.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Any public comment? Any public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Hankins?
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy?
Aye.
Commissioner Way? Consideration of the engagement agreement with Ed Guza. I had sent this to you last month. Our current contract for 2 years from 24 expires at the end of the fiscal year, so on the 30th. And so Mr. Guza has, I think, done a fair job in representing us. He's responsive. He is busy, but I think any good attorney is. And so, but I think he really has the town's best interest in mind, so.
I think he's done a good, a good job for us. These things he's quoted us here for hourly rates, are they the same or have they gone up for this new contract?
They've gone up from this new contract, last contract.
And how much, do you
I
remember?
think he was at $2.95 an hour. Now it's at $3.50. But any attorney, that's still a discounted rate from other attorneys. I think that's a discounted rate from his normal rate. This is like the municipal rate.
Should we get a request for bid for Green Dom again?
No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
That lower, John, isn't that lower than what it was under Greenbaum?
He was on
He
a
was
stipend.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was, because he also did prosecution, and so it was kind of, it was weird. He got a stipend and then something else, I want to say.
We knew it was gonna be an increase for having two different law firms to eliminate
No, I
him.
understand, but when Greenbaum had, it sticks in my mind that there was, like, he was going on a flat rate of 700.
It was extremely cheap, extremely cheap.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this costs us a little more. I think we have,
He did a great job with, getting us the money for the expired bid,
Oh,
and other, his guidance, I think, is, really good.
Yeah.
and what did we have, but does this fall within our budgeted amount? This increase?
Yeah, I think it will, yeah.
We're under budget this year on it, are we not?
I can pull that cash report if you want.
Can we just look at last month's and look at it, or earlier this month?
Let me pull, let me get my computer out, I'll pull the cash report.
But I think with the prosecutor and with.
Yeah, I'm not saying we go anywhere with it.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's great. We just need to make sure we can budget.
Yeah, I mean, and the new budget's coming up here pretty quick, so, I mean, we can, if we have to spend a little bit more,
Mhm,
that's the easy fix in the budget.
mhm.
Moving forward, I just
I think his guidance to,
thought,
yeah,
world's better than,
yeah. I just had to say the name. I just had.
It seems like he sticks to business, he doesn't.
Yeah, no, he's not dragging everybody else into, yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
very professional.
yeah, it's kind of one of the downsides to any attorney is that they, through creation of chaos, they can create their own work. And I didn't realize how much work he was that Greenbaum was creating for himself. So it's,
Well, that's why I mentioned that flat rate, flat rate was going pretty good clip there, just about every month, there was pretty good flat rate for how many trials, or not trials, but hearings and.
Yeah. I don't remember how all that worked, but it was dirt cheap.
yeah, it was,
Remember he told me would gloat about how everybody tells me he needs to increase his price.
it was $100 an hour or something like that.
Yeah,
So, which is 300% less than what we're actually paying, 350 or 250.
but
And the
then,
fact
I mean,
that
there were a lot of hours, we don't necessarily need attorney representation in every
No.
single meeting
no,
at every, you know what I
no,
mean?
we've done pretty good so far without.
Yeah, I mean, if we need an attorney at a meeting, I'm sure he would be present either.
Yeah,
And he has been,
Yeah.
Zoom wise and all that.
yeah. And when he specializes in municipalities, it just makes sense.
Yeah, I think, I didn't mean to open up a can of worms here, I just,
Well, he works for Dillon and.
Boulder?
Boulder, Twin Bridges?
I think Whitehall, I don't know about.
Okay, yeah, Whitehall, Dillon and Whitehall,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think keeping your legal services out of our conversation as much as we can is important, so.
And I've also noticed that, all the resolutions that we put together here in the in the past, they've been rather wordy. And
Uh-huh,
now they're just like, this is a resolution to do X, Y, Z,
yeah,
yes or no.
I agree.
And so I enjoy that instead of,
Trying to figure it out.
You ended up writing the Lions Club
Yeah.
agreement after reducing.
Yeah. I took
4
it from
pages?
4 or
10.
5 pages to like a
It was
page and
10.
a half.
It was 10.
Yeah, oh yeah, 10.
So let's jump back to Greenbaum. He was involved in that
He was until we cut him out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on an HOA, over in Manhattan.
Representing him?
He lives in the HOA. Yeah, one of my buddies, Rance Rathie, actually was, had to exchange some pretty heated words with him, so.
Okay, so for currently, so in the this fiscal year 25, 26, we budgeted $20,000. And we're currently at 13,550.
Right.
So we're below.
So,
Yes, however, I will bring up that, in legal services and the prosecutor, just because the court has been so busy, we're over budget. We budgeted 30,000 and we're at 37. almost 38.
that's because our sheriff's department's writing more tickets and the
Yeah.
court's
Yeah.
busy and.
Yeah, and that's what that is. I just wanted to be clear on that. So we'll probably most likely have to put more into that.
But our revenues will be up as well, correct?
I don't know how that works.
Should be.
exactly.
Fines
Because
and
of
all
the
that.
tickets and fines,
Yeah.
and, you would think, but yeah.
I guess you're not supposed to,
Make money.
yeah, that's kind
You're not supposed to fund your town on speeding tickets.
Yeah, exactly. So that is that's where we're at. So does that give you a clear
It
picture?
does, and I
Okay.
open the can.
No, it just that accounting system takes me forever to get, you have to do like the special sign on, and then I'm like, I don't use it all that often, so I'm like, I probably could have printed it out by fund, but I don't know how to do that, so I had to print the whole thing.
But I feel like revenues were like 12,000 last year, so
Yeah,
and they are all from.
do you want that report?
Yeah.
Sure, I'm happy to do it. Okay. I'm happy to do it.
All right, so you need a motion to.
Yes.
I move to approve the, contract with Mr. Guzza and the law firm for 2 years.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Public comment? Public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Hankins.
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy.
Aye.
Commissioner Way.
Aye.
Okay, consideration of resolution 630/2026. So this is authorizing selling 2 of the patrol cars. We do have 3. We also have a 2007 Dodge Charger. According to Eric, that one's the one that runs the best as far as like mechanically. So, although it is rear-wheel drive, so when looking into getting rid of the patrol cars, because they've just sat there for so long, I contacted Jeff Ears. He is the fire chief over in Sheridan, and he also installs everything for the Madison County Sheriff's Office, all the radios, lights, everything. And he has a really good handle on what cars are worth, what are going for. He's like the Dodge Chargers, you can't give them away. Because I think there must have been a surplus of them at one point, everybody got them and nobody really wants them. So anyway, in looking into that, so we have the Ford, 2017 Ford Explorer and the 2018 Chevy Tahoe. Even though this resolution says that there isn't, a municipality identified, there actually is now. The town of Cascade was like, we will write you a check tomorrow. So they are eager to purchase vehicles. And so, so this resolution gives me the ability to negotiate with them for. But going off, I did not have a, let me pull up what Jeff had said. That guy's name.
You have to stipulate that a couple of them were in previous accidents.
They're welcome to do like I'll let them know, yeah, they can do a title check. What's
Totally off subject, but is that all sealed?
what is,
All the information from that accident?
so the, I don't think it's sealed. The Montana Highway Patrol, determined that
It was not.
there was, no fault to EPD on that. So that was the determination. So, okay, so, so Jeff Girth, if I'm saying his right, she could be messing up his last name. He said, oh, we'll need to adjust that. It's a 2016 Ford Explorer. We'll have to adjust that. Would be worth about $7,500 and the Chevy Tahoe would be worth about $10,000.
And the Charger is
The
free.
Charger, I just thought maybe we'd hold on to that one for,
I want to get one free.
yeah, running around town. And that is with the lights and the radios and stuff. So, cause I didn't want to have to pay to dismantle all of that
Sure.
stuff.
Well, and if they're gonna use it for that
Yeah. and
exact purpose.
Yeah, so
I would say sell them before they depreciate more.
that was kind of, and Eric does go, Public Works does go out there and start them up and whatever. The batteries die really quick because of all the add-ons to them. And so they have to go out there with the charger box and they, turn them on and run them for a while, so.
And the Charger you're gonna keep, you said?
Yeah, I thought we'd keep the charger for, I don't know, maybe if Public Works or zoning or something like that, because currently zoning uses their own personal vehicle, which probably isn't best practices, so.
Sure, no, that's a great idea. Good for-
Now look at your speed.
Compliance officer.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's totally up to you guys, but that is what I came. And yeah, I don't know anything about these.
So we have to sell them to another police department, correct?
We don't have to, we
But
can auction. so
Aren't the radios
or
like
auction.
super secret cop radios and all
Well,
that?
they would reprogram them.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, I don't really know, and so it's, as long as it's going to another police department, there's less work involved. As
But we
opposed-
can't sell, I can't buy one, I can't get.
You could buy, you could buy one, I guess, but would we want to strip it down of all the stuff?
And you have to wait till it goes to auction, right? Because you have.
Yeah, then we would have to do an
Okay,
auction,
all right, that's what I was asking.
yeah, no thanks, I mean, but if you guys want to,
No,
you guys can
If
head
they're
that up,
ready to buy it, I think by all means.
so.
I move to approve resolution 630-2026.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Any public comment? Okay, hearing none, call the vote, Commissioner Hardy.
Aye.
Aye,
I didn't call out your names on that one, I apologize. Okay, next one, consideration of resolution 631, the sale of old equipment and miscellaneous items. This one is that we would have to do an auction. I think I printed out a list of stuff. You guys are more than welcome to go into the IT room,
It's insane.
and take a look. I think former IT and chief of police was very mechanically inclined, and so they had a lot of stuff for parts. I don't know what works, what doesn't. So this is kind of just a stab of what. I know the high frequency FFA radio works, and I was told by Josh, the Madison County Sheriff's Office, you want to get rid of that one because it monitors flight traffic and the flight radios. And
why would we need that to start with?
It's interesting, isn't it?
I don't know, but he said even if you touch the button, you can get in trouble because you're clogging up an FFA FAA frequency.
Really?
Yeah, and so he was like, don't use that. And I was like, okay, no problem. So there's that. There are a couple car radio antennas up there. There's miscellaneous Motorola, like,
Walkie-talkie thing?
yeah, that plugs into the radio. That's the, I don't know, the handset. There's those, and then there's some car radios. I don't know which ones work, which ones. Yeah, I wouldn't say 100, but there's like 20 in a drawer, and I think it was like, Nikki was up there today.
And another drawer, yeah.
And so I think they were used for parts. I don't know, I think there's probably about 3 that work and that we could auction off.
Mhm.
I don't even know that they would be. Josh from Madison County Sheriff's Office, the communications director there, he was gracious enough to come over and like give me a preview of, or, you know, take a look, and was like, okay, hold on to this. You can probably sell this. He's like Jeep clubs, kind of like those old radios, just for being up in the mountains for communication. I don't know if they'll actually sell. I don't know.
So how are we planning on selling
So we
these?
have to sell these at auction. So at some point, and that's why I didn't put a date in here. It's just a further date. At some point when I can get organized and to have an auction, we'll have an auction of these random radios.
So do you have to hire an auction?
No, I don't think so. I think we can just lay it out on the tables. one
Isn't
day.
that's what happened with the grader, right? And Sean Christensen bought the old grader,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Oh, I don't know.
So,
Thing that he said to get rid of that you don't wanna touch, can you only sell that to like a certain individual? I mean,
no, I think you
Not just
can.
the
It's
road?
just you use it at your own risk.
Okay,
So,
Do we have a motion on this yet?
I would move to approve resolution 631, 2026, the sale of old equipment and miscellaneous items.
I'll second.
discussion? Any further discussion? Any public comment? Any public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Hardy?
Aye.
Commissioner Way? Commissioner Hankins?
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. Okay, now resolution 632. Now, this is stuff that has minimal value, and I either like to donate it or recycle it or dispose of it. There's miscellaneous radio parts. There's a drawer full of computer keyboards. There's car mounts, there's car phone mounts, miscellaneous cords and adapter, old DVR parts. There's miscellaneous mounts and brackets, and there's an old EPD uniforms that I think we have to take the patches off.
Oh, I was thinking Halloween.
Yeah.
They have cool
What do you
hats.
mean you have to take the patches off?
Okay, you guys go ahead. I wasn't really looking forward to seam ripping all those patches off anyway, so.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sheriff's office was like, yeah, you could, or you could cut them up or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so, anyway, so there's that stuff. There's, Nikki saw it today, there's like 3 big boxes of polyester uniforms. So,
Boots, like, I'm assuming all those people took their quite specific boots.
yeah, so there's just one set of boots, I think, in there.
And they weren't expensive.
Yeah. So, yeah, so that's where we're at with that.
So the goal is to just donate all this stuff.
Donate it or just throw it away.
Yeah.
Or recycle it. There's a lot of electronic stuff of like old cords that go to who knows what. So, but yeah, I'm more than willing to give you guys a tour of that so you can kind of see. My goal is to clean it up and get it organized. It's, when I have to take anybody up there, it's actually kind of embarrassing.
I thought it was creepy, I'm gonna be honest.
So, anyway.
Okay, I'll move to approve resolution 632-2026. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, then call the question.
We got-
No, we didn't. Did you? For this last?
Yeah. I didn't.
I think you
Yeah.
did.
You did the one just before.
Oh, she didn't, you must have did the one before.
Yeah.
That's all right, there's three of them.
All right, so I'll remake the motion to approve what was it?
632.
632-2026.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Further discussion? Any public comments? Any public comment online? Hearing none, call the vote. Commissioner Way,
Aye.
Commissioner Hankins,
Aye.
Commissioner Hardy.
Aye.
That's done. Okay, next one. Consideration of employee wages. I need you a little spreadsheet with last year's wages and this year's wages. Looking at, so the reason we're doing this is on the recommendation of the Montana League of Cities and Towns and Jody and Jody. So what has previously happened is you have approved the wage resolution with the budget. The budget doesn't get, well, we don't know what our revenue will be until mid-August, and the budget typically isn't passed until September. So, or sometimes October. In those circumstances, since the wages are not approved, there has to be this retroactive pay, which is kind of really complicated and added work for typically no reason. So they recommended before July 1st that we adopt our wages through a motion, and then they can be adopted officially by resolution. But this goes, and we can still adjust the wages, during the budget if we needed to, but this is what their wages will be starting July 1st. And to avoid that retroactive pay and spending more money accounting, trying to do that. So kind of walking, through these, you'll see whether or not they were a cost of living adjustment, if there was a raise. Raises and new hires and promotions are not subject to COLA. To me, the cost of living adjustment, because you just got a raise, you don't need a cost of living adjustment.
Living allowance.
Yeah, so just looking at that, and actually in Public Works, it actually went down even with the COLA and the raises.
The one raise we're giving it, did that person get a certificate of water or sewer?
Ed, and he is working on getting his grader certification.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and he's a tremendous worker and has a really great attitude, so, and then that puts him, and then puts him and Corey at the same, and then Corey is going to be getting his water operator certifications, and once he gets those, he would get a raise.
Then we automatically bump them up.
But he has to get those, and he has a year to get those.
So this, I don't think I ever saw the job description for Public Works. Did Mitch go through all that? And
Yeah.
There was something in there. So this just adheres to all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because I think you get a dollar for each year and other things, other certifications. So, and my plan is for us to go through all those with the budget too. Since we just did the policy manuals, so might as well I'll do job descriptions, you should probably do them more often than every 15 years. So, and then I sent you an analysis. There is a raise for Karen. She has been a department head for, how long have you worked here, Karen? 10 years. And so this brings it up to, Ginger's wage was $32.45 and Eric's wage was over 30. And I just felt that department heads should be equal. And she did a nice analysis that I sent you guys, comparing duties essentially, right, and responsibilities. So, she does, as Karen does, presented a really nice things, so. And then there is also a raise for Bailey, and she will be the assistant library director. So, and she does all the programming. So,
So Karen, we did one for you, 4 years ago when you did the restructuring, okay, that. And then ultimately you've received, 2% every year. Is that just keeping up with inflation? Except for the first year that Nikki came in, she did 8% for everyone.
I think that's right.
Yeah,
this is a 3%
okay.
from last year to this year.
For everyone?
Well, the ones that say COLA next to them, yeah.
And this one for Karen is 13%, is that?
Oh, it has to be at least 85%. I'm just kidding. It is, the information submitted, the library board, and I researched state library director salary, and it is still below the median for, activity based at our library.
So it's a raise, it's not a raise plus the 3% cost of living.
Yeah,
correct.
So what,
But still-
I'm sorry, I don't have the thing, what is the median for library director?
34 for
34.
for our activity level.
So would it be appropriate, based on the former town clerk, department head at 32, and Eric is at 32, and if state is 34, would it be appropriate to be 32?
Then previously, when we've done this, we've included or tried to include insurance benefits in to kind of calculate it out. But I mean, yeah,
Everyone is eligible for the same insurance benefits.
Which comes to about $11 an hour. That would be great. Insurance benefits are
Could be,
worth about.
yeah, it depends on spouse independence.
Yeah. So your question is, should we, instead of going to 30, go to 31 or 32, is that what?
Go to 32, yes. I think Karen has demonstrated with her ability to run the facility. I mean, she's pretty much amazing, and I don't worry about that at all, about the facility. Her documentation is always on point, and preparing the budget, every dollar is accounted for.
I would agree. Makes it easy to say yes on a lot of things for the library.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm fine with spending $2 more here. If you guys are, but
I am, I'm just, overall, I'm a little bit hesitant, not with concern Karen at all, just with budget, but, which means Montana leagues and cities and funds or accounts, eventually we are gonna have our own clerk starting.
You know what, I would highly recommend keeping with Montana League and Cities and Towns.
Yes, I'm just hoping like if they were to say, okay, it's too much, we can't do it anymore, you have to hire a clerk, like that would make me very nervous to have to try and.
Yeah, I think they're actually in the opposite direction. So at the municipal summit, they're adding services.
Oh,
So they added a land use planner. I think they're growing as an organization, not getting smaller. So they added a land use planner. They're adding legal services. And as more, and then it started with Jody and Jody. They hired Darla Erickson, who used to work for the Department of Administration. There's another, so they see the need, and I think the need from other towns as well. They're gaining business, they're not losing business, so, as an organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I know last time we did this, we definitely heard from all the other departments, like, well, what about us? That it's,
Well, so, yeah, so Public Works was just done last year.
yeah,
Brenna just got a raise
Mhm.
because as town clerk. And so, yeah, and then there's also the judge stipend that increases for her to do the clerking duties while Susie is out. And Susie is still out, so that's what it is, so. So I think it is fairly even across the board, in my opinion, as far as being addressed.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you need a motion on this?
Yes, please. I do need you to also just say that COLA does not apply to raises, new hires or promotions.
And
And that the library executor would go to $32.
All right, I'll take a whack at it. I move to approve the consideration employee wages for fiscal year 26-27, which includes, 3 raises, a promotion, and the employees that have cost of living, allowance increases, and raises do not include those cost of living allowance increases. And adjust the library director to 32 an hour. Thank you.
Second.
Discussion? Public comment?
I have something. I think we have like a very successful, thriving library. They do amazing things. I'm over here trying to figure out how 1236 is surviving in this town.
That's a high school student.
Oh, okay.
That works, how many hours does she work?
I mean, they're the most thriving and they're the least paid. Like, that's where, I don't know, something's wrong with that.
Thank you for asking. If I could
Yeah, oh,
just-
yeah,
Just a comment, so we have 2 high school students
Okay,
working for us. The one at $12 an hour. This is her first job. She has volunteered with us for years and years. This is her first job ever. And that was the recommended starting wage for a high school student. She works 2 hours a week. The other high school student that's earning $14 an hour has worked previously for us. And they both have, what do I want to say, not limited capacity, but limited job duties. And so for high school students, I also researched wages for high school students interns in the state. And that's what they generally start at. They go up from there.
Okay.
thanks for hearing that out.
Y'all
Thank
let
you
get
for
paid enough.
Yeah. Okay, any other public comment? Public comment online? Hearing none. Where we at? Commissioner Hankins called the vote.
Aye.
Commissioner
Aye.
Hardy.
Aye.
Commissioner Wade. Great. All right, so now it is a letter to Opportunity Bank. During the audit, we discovered that the Mad Towns agreement, for the interlocal agreement between the other towns, there was the certificate of deposit account that we knew nothing about. And none of the current people are on it. Eric's not on it.
What is it for?
It's a savings account, an Opportunity Bank.
So it's a savings account for all of the towns in the Mad Towns.
Yeah, they
collection.
have this CD for some reason, a certificate of deposit. I don't know, it's got $15,000 in it, $16,000.
Mhm.
But for the audit, we need the monthly statements. And No one has access to it. Eric doesn't have access to it. Brenda doesn't have
Does
access.
any of the towns have access to it?
There are, I guess, other people listed. I don't know. They need a letter from us approved by the commission that we can remove Ginger and place Brenna and Eric on it. And it's solely, we're not spending money out of there, they're just tracking the monthly statements.
That part makes sense, but why are we paying into, or why are we on a mad cow?
No, it's a Mad Towns. It's the, you know how they shared the equipment, the interlocal agreement? So they have their spending account, which we manage. So we manage that whenever bills need to be paid, we pay it out. But they, for some reason, have this savings account. I can't tell you why, but there is a savings account there.
And each town has to be on that account. Or
Well, we need access to the account just for the statements, for the banking statements.
Is there an operating agreement for this Mad Town?
I think that there is, yes, and I think Eric's technically the president. I think this is just some savings account. He got voluntold to do it. I
No,
think.
that's fine. I'm just trying to understand how this works, how, yeah.
I feel like in conversations, he never wants to have anything to do with it.
I could hold the agreement, we can take a look at it. I just need access to give Brenna and Eric access to the Opportunity Bank.
Yeah,
So we can dig into it further, do we still wanna be a part of it, you know,
Yeah.
like, cause there might be, I don't know. I think we have a fair amount of our own equipment now,
yeah,
but there could be still some shared
But if
stuff.
something breaks,
yeah. But if we could
Back up
at
on it.
least like see the agreement just to see it, that would.
Sure, yeah, I'll dig it out for you guys, sure, absolutely. Cause it's probably 45 years old.
Right.
I don't know, I'm sorry, this was a last minute, and it was a last minute agenda item, cause
Yeah, I just
the
want to know
auditors-
how this agreement worked, you know what I mean? And what,
yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, because the equipment, like last year, we bought Eric that new thing that unplugged sewer lines. what
Yeah,
do
the
you call
jetter,
it? Yeah, whatever it is. And that was expensive because the Mad Towns one was always broken.
yeah.
So,
So, yeah, so we can absolutely look at it, you know, I'm happy to provide you guys with a copy once I find it.
yeah, if you find it, please forward it.
Yeah, I'll let you know, and then, yeah, we can kind of go from there, and is it necessary at this point? I don't know, we can cross that bridge when we get there, but we just need the financial statements, the auditor needs that, that's the only reason for this, is the auditor called and was like, you have this account, and we're like, what are you talking about? And it took Brenna a while to find it, and we found it, and then it was like, oh, okay, oh, we just need access, and they were just like, oh, the former person on there needs to say no.
So do you need a motion?
Yes, please. It needs to be recorded in the minutes.
I will move to approve the consideration of the letter to Opportunity Bank naming Eric Olson and Brenna Bench to Mad Towns CD account.
I'll second.
Do I have a Mad Cow?
Not Mad Towns. Does that not suffice?
She's thinking what I'm thinking.
No, there's something missing on the agenda.
Yeah, the apartment.
Yeah. Other than,
I feel like I saw it on an agenda though.
yeah,
I know we talked about it going on there, but if it's not on the published agenda, we can't,
yeah.
we can
We
discuss
can
it.
talk
but
about it, we
can't
just can't make any
any
decisions.
motions on it.
We can just make any decisions.
Yeah.
So, fair enough. Okay, so I printed out you guys a little spreadsheet.
Well, we didn't vote.
Oh, sorry. Let's do that. Call the vote, Commissioner Hardy.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, that's weird. How did that get bumped off?
So I think it was on the first agenda that was published, and then an updated agenda was published.
Which was adding this Opportunity Bank letter.
And so I think that maybe the apartment when thing got removed.
Rats. Okay. Well. We can talk about it. So, okay, as we know, we have the apartment upstairs. Anyone wanna go take a tour?
This morning.
Maybe did this morning. So, we need to, demo the carpets and have it cleaned, and then also have Kills primer, put on as far as like just a base scenario. So we have Mountain Time Home Solution, gave a bid for that, so did Treasure State Restoration and MVP Services. Gave for cleaning and priming, demolition of the carpets. So yeah, so I think it's kind of obvious that MVP Services is the lowest bid there. It's a guy based out of Sheridan. He used to have a demo company out of Bozeman. He now does mold radon and stuff, remediation. So I've worked with him on a couple of jobs for clients. He seems to do a good job. So on that, let's see.
And I appreciate you giving me multiple bids.
You bet. Okay, and then in regards to the renovation and the renovation materials, there was only really 2 bids. It was Mountain Time Home Solutions and then Clear Mountain. Mountain Time is a nice gentleman, from South Carolina. He was very, very knowledgeable, but he's starting a business here. I think he's doing well. And then it was Clear Mountain, which is Sage Bailey, who of course, is here from Ennis. And their bids are kind of funny, because Mountain Time included what the renovation labor would be if you looked at their bids, but the materials were undetermined because we haven't selected materials, if that makes sense. So they didn't include that. And then Sage said he would donate all of his labor and then figured out what, kind of a baseline for materials would be. So in the bid, it is basically create a landing at the top of the stairs. If you go up there, it's really odd that you go up these really steep stairs and then you're just like into the apartment. It's more of a concern when you're in the apartment. I know I would fall down the stairs, walk into the bathroom. So you guys are welcome to take a look. It's just right up here. And so the thought was to remove the one closet, create a nice landing, which is just framing out a door or essentially whatever. And then replacing the flooring throughout, painting, as well as in the bathroom, it's an old enamel tub with a pony wall, just a tub. It's not a tub shower combo. And then there's a shower. So with a fiberglass insert that's seen better days. So the thought was to raise the wall in the shower, bring the plumbing up and create a tub shower combo, and then pull that shower stall out and just make a closet, linen closet. And then just some upgrades to the countertops and
Like replacement.
yeah, and just with like a laminate or whatever, just and a good cleaning. So, and then the one under the sink, that cabinet is really shown somewhere obvious. There was a leak in there at some point, and so all that MDF board is kind of deteriorated.
So quick math, it's gonna cost us about, let's say 15,000 to renovate it.
Yeah,
And-
I'm guessing they always go over.
And another 2,000, let's say, to cleaning, priming and pulling the carpet. So 17K approximately altogether to
Yeah,
make it
and I
ready to
think
go.
Sage's materials were maybe slightly low. I don't know. You just replaced
Yeah.
LVP. I mean, there's a wide range.
There is,
So, we probably want to get something that's durable that's going to last. So I can imagine that might change a little bit. So,
Yeah, I mean, that seems rather, that little house that we just did was about 14 for all, just the flooring and it's.
with the
not-
labor or just for the materials?
Not the labor, not me. It was donated.
Yeah. So that,
What are the appliances like?
the appliances are actually fairly new.
Okay.
So that's okay. It's just the plumbing that was the most like aged, I would say. So, and then, we can talk more about the apartment, the way that it's set up. You could actually have a very generous one-bedroom apartment with a living room, a dining room, a kitchen, a big bathroom, and then laundry room. And then we could use the back 3 bedrooms, because there's the front entrance and then there's the back entrance here. We could use that for other stuff. At some point, we could just put a wall, just wall it off, depending on the needs of the potential employee here.
Mhm.
So it does have some flexibility, but regardless, the carpet does need to come out. It needs to be cleaned. It needs to be primed and painted. And so rats, not on the agenda. That's okay.
We'll get it next time.
Yeah.
Why did Mountain Time not give materials? I think you were like, here's what the scope is.
Yeah, here's what the scope is, and, you can look at their bid and what they submitted, so.
We go with the local guy that's going to donate.
Yeah, and at first I was like, oh man, I feel bad he would be donating, but at the same time, I think we donate a lot of time, and if that's the way someone wants to give back as opposed to being in meetings or something like that,
That'd be super good.
it's super, super great, so. So yeah, so that's where we're at. All right, so, then I guess we could have had that on unscheduled matters. Commissioner comment.
I have nothing. I don't know.
I have not much. I did the tour upstairs this morning and that's it.
Yes, I don't have anything.
You don't have anything, looks like I mentioned in my mayor comments. Done several special event permits. That policy could be tweaked, I think, just a little bit. It's actually probably more administrative of getting more guidelines. Cause it's, as opposed to like, it's this open-ended book and I'm like, okay, well, I have to consider this or this. If it was outlined, like, consider this, X number of portable toilets, consider, all of these things, whether or not they apply, it should be really spelled out. And then I think we should also make the distinction, maybe with events like, are you charging admission? Are you not charging admission? Whether it be for-profit or nonprofit, depending on if you're, I don't know, there's just I think a way to go about it. That could be, I don't know, it's just working through it, just, kind of.
I mean, we could change it. As I said, we did this 2 years ago and I wrote it and it's not.
No, it's not bad,
It's a shit.
no, it's not bad, and
Yeah,
I think just our application needs some.
I mean,
tweaking
all
as
this
well.
stuff's a living document. If it needs to be changed to
Yeah.
better service, it's changing.
Yeah, so all in all, I think it's been good, it's just labor, it's kind of labor intensive, because what I do is I review their permit, and then I go, okay, you have to have, first they have to have all of their stuff that lists insurance, and I think we need to send it out ahead of time and say, you need to have this, this, and this, because what happens is, people are like, here's the insurance. A week later, here's the liquor license, and it's a lot of, and so I told Brenna, I'm like, I'm not taking anything unless I paid and put all their stuff in, like, because I can't keep going back and forth, it just takes a lot of time. But then I have to come up with a list of conditions for them to do, and then that's been like, oh, well, here's this, so, and maybe that's just me being a little bit more like, hey, you gotta fulfill all your conditions and send them over all at the same time. So we have the concert, we have the parade, the veterans the American Legion are dedicating the building to Lee Sargent, and that's in August. And I want to talk with MMIA about, they want to close the road for 2 hours.
First Street or?
Yeah, First Street. To do this little thing for lead sergeant, which I'm totally fine with, but then now we have to charge them insurance, and so. Because we've got to be equitable to everybody, so I gotta talk to MMIA and see if there's like a certain threshold, like, are you closing it for 2 hours, are you closing it all day, multiple days, like, should we do a graduated system? Like 2 hours or less, no charge, it's 4 days, something really respectful, so those are the things, like, it's a case by case scenario, right? You're not gonna come up with every case, but I just, just wanted to start thinking about this too. Another item that I think that I've gotten questions on, and this may be part of the zoning rewrite, is food trucks. And what, do we need a special designation for them? And what that is. So I'd like us to look at other towns, what other towns are doing. I don't want it to be a full, until we have what other towns are doing and something proposed.
Probably shouldn't talk about it.
We probably shouldn't talk about it, but that's where that at. So that's coming up. What else have I been doing? I'll be meeting with the sheriff's department on the Wednesday after the 4th of July, because our contract ends in October. I'd really like that. Really like the contract to either go to the end of the calendar year or end of the fiscal year. Being this weird October is kind of wonky.
You're ahead of it instead of.
Well, trying to be, so we'll see. Duncan was out for a while and stuff. I wanted to do it before the end of the fiscal year, but it just didn't work out that way.
So you're doing that the 8th?
Yeah, is that the Wednesday after?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you're available.
I think I am,
Okay.
but yeah.
So sounds good. So,
I would love.
yeah, absolutely, because so right now in the county, Ennis is the only, no, excuse me, Ennis and Twin Bridges are the only municipalities. Or no, Virginia City has one too. So Sheridan's the holdout of what they do, and they run the gamut, right, of what is being paid to the sheriff's department. So, and it runs the gamut across the state too. So there is no like rhyme or reason to that. And so, but I think it should be equitable across the board. So, but they're doing a bang up job. So, it's funny when we have a meeting about the parade, it was the full command staff giving their full attention.
Wow.
So they've done a great job. You can see in the number of arrests and DUIs that we've had that they are very present in the town of Ennis, which has been great. So, and we appreciate all their hard work. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's coming up. What else? Of course, we've got budget coming up. I'm still kind of wrapping around that. We did, I met with Jody with the Montana League of Cities and Towns. Our item codes and stuff like that, there's a lot of this that doesn't need to be there. And I think it makes it more confusing to understand.
100%.
Wondered about that.
Yeah.
And so, and we can make notes on this too. So like where it says other purchase services, we can make notes. And so you guys can see that. So, I'm really gonna dive into that in the next few weeks. Of course, we don't know what our revenues are until the first week of August, but your fiscal year starts July 1st. I don't know if the state will ever figure that out. But anyway, so that's where we're at. So I will really try to get you a preliminary budget by the end of July. Does that sound like a fair deal? So then that way, when we get our revenues, then we can really kind of plan out. And so, yeah, that's what I'd like to do. And I'd like to hammer down on the capital improvements plan too. It'd be really good to update that every year. And that was one of the things with the engineering firms, that I would like to see is every year we sit down with them and say, hey, what grants are available? What, these are our objectives. What project can we have lying in wait while waiting for funding and that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So that is where we are at. Good. So, we're-
When's our next meeting?
July 9th. And then, let's plan for one on July 23rd too. If we don't have anything, we'll cancel it, but from here on out, let's plan for two, the 2nd and the 4th. And, if they don't, then if we don't have anything, we can cancel the second one. How does that sound? Which I know, and I appreciate, the time and effort that you put in. I know it's a busy time for everyone. It's my goal to have everything somewhat, or do my best to put everything out together. Sometimes, the agenda is late because we get these late things that need to be addressed, and then you're like, oh, do we want to put it on now, or do we want to wait 2 weeks? So, kind of the tricky part of municipal government, so, is that you can't make decisions like out of business, you know. So, yeah, appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything.
Move to adjourn?
Yep.
Thank you.
Second.
Bye.
Aye.
Ta-da! We were interviewing with Bryce.